The Earth's magnetic field at the equator is approximately 0.4 Gauss. Estimate the Earth's dipole moment. Final answer?
Option C.
Option C. It is 1.05 into 10 raised to 23. Okay, actually, whenever we do the calculation, we get an answer like this 1.048, right? 1.048 into 10 raised to 23. But if you are rounding off the digit, you get 1.05 into 10 raised to 23 ampere meter square. Right, option C. Now, the next question. It's a similar problem as we are already discussed in the previous class. Kindly go through the question and try to work out by yourself. A short bar magnet placed with its axis at 30 degree with a uniform external magnetic field of 0.25 Tesla experiences a torque of magnitude equal to 4.5 into 10 raised to minus 2 Joule. What is the magnitude of magnetic moment of the magnet? Here angle is given, theta is equal to 30 degree. Uniform external field of 0.25. Magnetic field B is equal to 0.25 Tesla. It experiences a torque of magnitude is equal to 4.5 into 10 raised to minus 2 Joule. What is the magnitude of the magnetic moment? Tau, B, and theta is given. Identify the equation that we can use here to find out the magnitude of the magnetic moment. Dia, which equation we can use here in order to find out the magnetic moment?
Is equal to MB sine.
Very good. Very good. Tau is equal to MB sine theta. Here, tau is the torque, M is the magnitude of magnetic moment, B is the magnetic field, and theta is the angle between them, which implies magnetic moment M is equal to tau divided by B sine theta. Sine theta is sine 30, and sine 30 is equal to 1 by 2. Or 0.5. 0.25 into 0.5, 0.125, 4.5 divided by 0.125 into 10 raised to 2. Four 4.5 divided by 12.5. What is the final answer, Achyut?
Ma'am, I got B.
B. 0.36 joules per Tesla. Emmanuel,
Yes, ma'am.
what about your answer?
B, ma'am, 0.6.
Okay.
Let's say
So here
0.3.
the correct answer is 0.36 joules per Tesla. 0.36 joules per Tesla. Okay. Go to the next question. It also a similar problem that we were discussed in the previous case, in the previous period. A short bar magnet of magnetic moment M is equal to 0.32 joules per Tesla is placed in a uniform external magnetic field of 0.15 Tesla. If the bar is free to rotate, if the bar magnet is free to rotate in the plane of the field, which orientations would be correspond to its stable and unstable equilibrium? What is the potential energy of the magnet in each case? Potential energy, equation for potential energy in a magnetic field. We want to calculate the potential energy of magnetic field in stable state and unstable state. Magnetic moment is given. M is equal to 0.32 joules per Tesla. Magnetic field B is equal to 0.15 Tesla. Find the equation for potential energy and solve the problem. Potential energy corresponding to stable state and unstable state. Rijas, how we can calculate the potential energy of a magnetic field? Equation for potential energy of magnetic field.
I don't know.
Okay. Sania.
Yes, ma'am.
Equation for calculating the potential energy of magnetic field.
I don't know, ma'am.
Try to correlate it that of the potential energy that we are used to calculate in electric field. The electric field potential energy U is equal to minus PE cos theta. In electric field, U is equal to minus PE cos theta. Then what about the potential energy in magnetic field?
Minus MB cos theta.
Minus MB cos theta. If you forgot any equations regarding with that of the magnetic field, try to recall the equations from the electric field. Only the some terms are replaced. Instead of electric field, here we have magnetic field. So U is equal to minus MB cos theta. And here we want to calculate the potential energy for a stable state and unstable state. What about the stable state? Which angle is said to be stable? It is equal to pi by 2. So U is equal to, for stable state, the equation becomes
Ma'am,
S.
why do we call it stable and unstable?
Because here the bar magnet is rotating. It is rotating between the two regions, between two angles. That two angles we are considered is rotating between pi by 2 and pi. While we are making the derivation of this entire derivation of the potential energy, we see that the bar magnet is rotate between the two angles, that is between pi by 2 and pi. That is, we are considered as cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. And this theta 1 is the stable state. Its angle is corresponding to cos 0, and the theta 2 is an angle corresponding to 180 degree, which is corresponding to an unstable state, because during that state it is an anti-parallel state. So stable state, we can say the theta is equal to pi by 2. So the equation for potential energy U becomes minus mb cos pi by 2. Cos pi by 2 means cos 0. 180 by 2 cos 90, it is equal to 0. So U is equal to minus mb cos 0. Substitute the values and find an expression for potential energy. Krishna Chandran, potential energy minus 0.32 into 0.15. Malavika, what about the final answer?
I didn't complete, ma'am.
Okay. Anyone, did you get the final answer? Potential energy for stable state
Minus 0.04.
minus
0.048.
0.048. Here it is potential energy, so the SI unit is joule. Minus 0.048. So here we have two options like that, option A and B, minus 0.048 joule for stable. So for stable state, it is minus 0.048. Then what about unstable state? Unstable. Almost you get the answer now. For unstable state, we know that the angle theta is equal to pi. Therefore, the energy U is equal to minus mb cos theta, cos pi. Cos theta, that is U is equal to minus mb cos 180. Cos 180 is equal to minus 1. So the equation becomes minus 0.32 into 0.15 into minus 1. The same answer with a positive value, that is plus 0.048 joule. This is for unstable state.
Ma'am,
Yes,
cos pi by 2 is 0, right?
yes, cos pi by 2 is 0.
For
Right?
stable state, so it will be 0, right?
Yes.
Ma'am, like we wrote minus mb cos pi by 2, then under that equal to minus mb cos 0.
Minus mb cos
0.
for under stable state, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
No, ma'am, like we wrote two answers. Like we wrote minus mb cos pi by 2 And also we wrote minus MB cos 0.
Cos pi by 2 means cos, okay, cos 90. Cos pi by 2 means pi by 2 is equal to 180 by 2, 90 degree. So cos 90 is equal to 0. Okay. Instead of taking cos 0, we are value of cos 90. I think we substitute the value of 0 there, right?
Yes, ma'am. So it must be stable at 0 degree.
Ah, yes, it is stable at 0 degree, not at pi by 2. Stable at 0. It is stable at 0 degree. And unstable at 180 degree. It is stable at 0 degree and unstable at 180 degree whenever the rotation is between theta 1 and theta 2. Let me check what I am giving in this derivation. I think I will give it is pi by 2 and pi, right? In your notebook, lecture note. Is it is rotate between pi by 2 and pi. Okay. So you may please kept in mind the stable state is theta is equal to theta 1 is equal to 0 degree. For unstable state, the rotation theta 2 is equal to 180 degree. So the equation becomes U is equal to MB cos theta. Similarly, you can use these values for finding the work done for the stable state and the unstable state. So the correct option is option A, minus 0.048 joule stable and plus 0.048 joule unstable. Okay, the next one, question number 6. A closely wound solenoid of 800 turns and area of cross section 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 4 meters square carries a current of 3 ampere. What is its associated magnetic moment? A closely wound solenoid of 800 turns and area of cross section 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 4 meters square carries a current of 3 ampere. What is its associated magnetic moment? What are the parameters are given here in the question? Did you copy down the question? Then listen here. A closely wound solenoid of 800 turns and area of cross section 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 4 meters square carries a current of 3 ampere. What is its associated magnetic moment? What are the parameters are given? Unmute and say.
Area
Area is given. What about the area?
2.5 into 10 raised to negative.
2.5 into 10 raised to minus 4 meters square. Okay, all right. Then
Number of turns
number of turns. N is equal to
800.
800. Okay, 800. All right. Then
Current
current. Current I is equal to
3
3
ampere.
ampere. And our question, what we want to find here, what is its associated magnetic moment? Which equation we can use here in order to find out the associated magnetic moment?
M is equal to NIU.
Very good. Magnetic moment M is the product of current and area. But here we have n number of turns, so the equation becomes M is equal to NIA. Magnetic moment M is the product of current and area of cross section. Here we have 800 number of turns, so the equation become M is equal to NIA. Therefore, M is equal to 800 into current is 3 into area of cross section 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 4. Okay, Diya, what about the final answer?
I got 0.6.
0.6. Okay, then any other options? Vidur? What about your answer, Vidur?
Ma'am, C.
Option C, 6 joules per Tesla. Okay, then Gayatri,
Ma'am, I got B.
B, 0.06. Okay, children, one more option is here, option A, 0.3. Anyone is go with this option A? Here we get 3 answers, 1.06 joules per Tesla. By Diya, it is 0.6 joules per Tesla. By Vidur, it is 6 joules per Tesla. Is there any other options? Which is the correct answer? 800 into 3 into 2.5, 10 raised to minus 4. Adul,
I got option B.
option B. Okay. So when we multiply 800 into 3 into 2.5, we get 6,000. 6,000 into 10 raised to minus 4. But here they are given in the terms of their all cancels the zeros, and we get 6,000 divided by 10 raised to 4 means. So it is equal to 6 by 10. 6 by 10 is equal to, what is 6 by, yes? 6 by 10 is equal to
0.6.
0.6. 0.6 joules per Tesla. This is the SI unit of magnetic moment. So which is the right answer?
D.
Option D. Okay, so 800 into 3 into 2.5. This is 6,000. 6,000 into 10 raised to minus 4. So we take this 10 raised to minus 4 to the denominator. So it becomes 10 raised to plus 4. 10,000. So 6,000 by 10,000, that is equal to 0.6 joules per Tesla. Option D is the correct answer. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, just for a relaxation, here you have the assertion and reasoning type questions. Most of them are make problem regarding with this assertion and reason type questions. Okay. Is it clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So here you have the directions. If option A is right, then both assertion and reason are true. Reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. And if B is right, if option B is right, then it means both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation for the assertion. If option C is right, then which implies assertion is true, but reason is false. And if option D is right, which implies assertion is false, but reason is true. Now kindly go through the first question. Here the given assertion is this: the poles of a magnet can never be separated. The poles of a magnet can never be separated.
True.
It is true. Very good. Here the assertion is correct or it is true. What about the reason? Each molecule of a substance is itself a magnet. Each molecule of a substance is itself a magnet. Each molecule of a substance means each molecule of a magnetic substance is itself behaves like a magnet. Is it true or false? Unmute and say. Each molecule of a magnetic substance is itself a magnet.
True.
It is also true. Then check whether this reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. This is the next step. If both assertion and reason are true, the next step is you want to check whether the reason is the correct explanation for the assertion or not. Does it the correct explanation for the assertion?
Yes.
Yes, of course, it is the correct explanation. It is because each and every molecule of the magnetic substance behaves like a magnet. That is why whenever we cut the magnet into two pieces, or even if you powder the magnet, you can find the two poles. Okay, so the poles of the magnet can never be separated. Okay, or magnetic monopole doesn't exist. The reason is this: each molecule of a magnetic substance is itself behaves like a magnet. It must consist of two poles, a north pole and a south pole. We cannot separate these two poles. So here assertion is true, reason is true, and we can say reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. Is there any doubt regarding with this assertion and reason?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So here the option A is correct. Both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. Option A. Now read the second assertion and reason. Second assertion. The flux of magnetic field through any closed surface is always zero. True. Is there any other option? Michael, what do you think? The flux of magnetic field through any closed surface is always zero.
True.
It's true. Is there any other options? Actually, it is a true statement. Okay, why? I need the explanation. Why the flux of a magnetic field through a closed surface is always zero?
Gauss's.
Because it is a closed surface. According to Gauss's law, we know that the magnetic flux through a closed surface will be always equal to zero. Or you can think that in the case of a magnet, it is a closed surface, it possesses two poles, north pole and south pole. What about the direction of the magnetic field lines outside the magnet? Direction of magnetic field lines outside the magnet?
North to south.
North to south. Okay. Outside the magnetic field lines is north to south. And what about inside the magnet?
South. North.
It is from south to north. Okay. So we can say in the case of a magnet, if it is a closed loop, the total number of magnetic field lines that is going out will be equal to the total number of magnetic field lines that is going inside or inward. Okay. The number of the magnetic field lines going outside will be equal to that of inside. So we can say the flux of a magnetic field through any closed surface is always equal to zero. Or according to Gauss's law also we can explain this. Then the reason. Magnetic monopoles do not exist. Is it true or false?
True.
It is also true. So the next step, check whether this reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. Naureen, what do you think? Does this reason is the correct explanation for assertion?
Yes.
Yes, here reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. If and only if the two poles are exist, then only we can form a closed loop. The magnetic field lines forms a closed loop. So here assertion is true, reason is true, and we can say reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. Magnetic monopoles do not exist. If you consider any type of magnet, it must consist of two poles, north pole and south pole. Magnetic field lines are moving from north to south outside the magnet and south to north inside the magnet. The total number of magnetic field lines will be equal. Okay, the total number of magnetic field lines going outside will be equal to inside. So it is always will be equal to 0. So here assertion is true, reason is true, and reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. So here we have option A. Now the next assertion. Third one. Core of electromagnets are made of soft iron. Core of electromagnets are made of soft iron.
True.
It is true. Core of electromagnets are made of soft iron. Okay. Now the reason, coercivity of soft iron is small. Have you familiar with this term, coercivity? What do you mean by coercivity? Have you heard this term, coercivity? Say yes or no? Okay.
No.
Actually, coercivity means it is a resistance. It is a resistance of magnetic material to change its state of magnetization. Okay. So coercivity is something, it's a term related to resistance, resistance of a magnetic material to change its state of magnetization. All of you write a short note about coercivity. This term is not present in your textbook. Coercivity. Coercivity means the resistance of a magnetic material, the resistance of a magnetic material to change its magnetization. The resistance of a magnetic material to change its magnetization. So coercivity means the resistance of a magnetic material to change its magnetization. So which implies if higher the coercivity, it is very difficult to demagnetize the materials. Okay. So it is some kind of resistance offered by the magnetic material in order to change its magnetization. So here the reason is this, coercivity of soft iron is small. Coercivity of soft iron is small. Is it true?
True.
It is true. Okay. And check whether this reason is the correct explanation for the assertion or not.
Yes.
It is the correct explanation. Why? Because we know that electromagnets. What do you mean by electromagnets? Already we study about this electromagnets from smaller classes. What do you mean by electromagnets? Is its magnetism is last for long? Yes, Michael. What about your idea about electromagnets? What you heard about this electromagnets?
They're not permanent.
Yes. Srihari, are you familiar with this electromagnets? What is the speciality of electromagnets? Anyone? Electromagnets actually this type of materials which exhibit magnetism only in the presence of what? Only in the presence of electric current. As its name implies, electromagnets. So electromagnets are the materials which exhibit this magnetism only in the presence of electricity. Whenever the electricity is removed, what happens? Its magnetic property will be lost. It is said to be demagnetized. Okay. So here we are using soft iron at the core of the electromagnets. So we must use some kind of materials which can be easily magnetized and demagnetized. So soft iron is a material like this. It is a material we can easily magnetize and demagnetize. So whenever the electricity is gone, what happens? It is easily demagnetized. Okay. And soft iron is a material with a low coercivity because it offers a very less resistance to change its state of magnetization. It can easily demagnetized. It will get easily demagnetized. So here the assertion is true, reason is true, and we can say reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. Core of the electromagnets are made of soft iron. Electromagnets are those materials whose magnetic property will be disappear whenever the electricity is not present, electricity is absent. Whenever the electricity is removed, it doesn't exhibit any kind of magnetic property. Okay, so we need such type of materials in order to present its core, then only it get easily magnetized and demagnetization takes place inside this electromagnet. So soft iron is such a material which can be easily magnetized and demagnetized. So we can use the core of the electromagnets are made of soft iron. It is a true statement and the reason is correct. Coercivity of soft iron is small. That is, the resistance offered by the soft iron to change its magnetization is very less. So it can easily demagnetized. So we can say reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. Here both assertion is true, reason is true, and reason is the correct explanation for the assertion.
Ma'am,
Yes, Achyut.
ma'am, about coercivity, you told a sentence like higher the coercivity.
Higher the coercivity, then it is very difficult to demagnetize the material. Higher the coercivity or demagnetization of material is insufficient. It is very difficult to demagnetize the material. Is it clear?
Yes,
Ma'am,
Yes.
this is used to prevent the hysteresis loss, right?
Yes. It is used to prevent the hysteresis loss. But we were already discussed in that, I think in the chapter electromagnetic induction or alternating current, the transformers, hysteresis loss, energy loss due to hysteresis. Now the fourth assertion. Magnetic field lines always form closed loops. Magnetic field lines always form closed loops. True or false?
True.
True.
It is true. Reason. Magnetic force is velocity dependent. Magnetic force is velocity dependent. What do you think? Magnetic force is velocity dependent or velocity independent? How the magnetic forces originate? Is it is independent? Is there any other options? Punya, what do you think? Magnetic force is velocity dependent. Is it true or false?
True.
It is true. What about others? Is there any other options? Why? Punya, is there any explanation for your answer?
Q into V cross B.
Yes?
Q into V cross B.
V cross V. Okay, yes. Then, Sania, what do you think? Magnetic force is velocity dependent or independent?
True, ma'am.
It is true. Equation?
Minus MB cos theta.
Okay. Here the magnetic force is actually velocity dependent. It is a true statement. If and only if the conductor is moving, then only the magnetic force is originate. So magnetic force is velocity dependent. That is what is we were discussed in these 3 chapters: moving charges and magnetism, magnetism and matter, and also in electromagnetic induction. So magnetic force is something that is related to velocity. Magnetic force is velocity dependent. It is a true statement. Then the next step, check whether the reason is the correct explanation for assertion or not. Magnetic force is velocity dependent. Is it is the correct explanation for the assertion? Magnetic field lines always form closed loops. Dia?
Not the reason. No.
Yes, here the reason is not the correct explanation for the assertion. Both the statements are true. Magnetic field lines always form closed loops. It's a true statement. Magnetic force is velocity dependent. It is also another true statement, but here the reason is not the correct explanation for the assertion. So the correct option is option B. Okay. Now the next assertion and reason is from the portion of Earth as a magnet. So kindly go through that portion before the next class, that is on coming Tuesday. Okay. So we can wind up to here. Kindly go through the remaining portion of this chapter, that is from Earth as a magnet. Earth as a magnet is a small portion, but there are a lot of things are to study about the angle of declination, angle of inclination. What about the angle of dip at equator and poles? Lot of things are there. So kindly go through that remaining portions. Okay. Now let me take your